Good morning, everyone. My name is Avni Shinde. I welcome you all for Ayur Samvad 2020's first session organized by Jignasa Goa. Let us start the program by praying to God Dhanvantari. Namami Dhanvantari Madidevam Surasurair Vandita Padapatmam लोकैर्जरारुक् भयमृत्युनाशम् धातारमीशं विविधौषधीनां चौव्यामवाता वनिवारिबन्धिं पञ्चप्रपञ्चात्मक देहभाजम् संताप संपात जराज्वरान्तकम् नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवम् नवीननिलमुदकान्तिकान्तम् शान्तं हरैर्द्वादशमाख्यमूर्तिम् पूर्तिं शतानां सुमनोरथानां नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवम् नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवम् नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवम्. Now I hand over further session to Chinmay Mhatre.
Thanks, Avani. I would like to brief you all about the agenda to be followed in Ayur Samvad national webinar organized by Jignasa Goa. Firstly, we will be having today Dr. Anura Bali ma'am to speak on the topic immunity boosting and post-COVID management in Ayurveda. Next, on 24th October Saturday, we will be having lecture by Vaidya Veyankar sir on topic Matra Basti. Then, on 27th of November Tuesday, we will be having Vaidya Suvinay Damle sir who will enlighten us on the topic Amvat and Sandhivat. Next, on 1st November Sunday, we have Dr. Ishani Bindali ma'am to tell us about opportunities after BAMS, nanomedicine and innovation in Ayurveda. The last lecture of the series will be on 8th November Sunday by Dr. Yogesh Bindali sir on topic Rasashastra, Tattva, Shastra and Vyavhar. Now, I would like to tell you about the rules and regulations to be followed during the webinar. If you have any queries or doubts, kindly put them in comment section. All the doubts and the queries will be answered once the lecturer completes his lecture. Thank you. For further instructions, I hand it over to Madhvi Pankar.
Thanks, Chinmay. Shri Vinit Mohan Ji, National Convener, Jignasa, activist of Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad since 2009. He shaped and nurtured Jignasa from a small college campus activity to internationally recognized organization, traveling across the nation from Kerala to Delhi and from West Bengal to Gujarat to percolate Jignasa's mission of learn Ayurveda to practice Ayurveda. Continuously working for Ayurveda and entire Ayush students community across the nation by genuine efforts to solve issues and to arrange various innovative programs for betterment of Ayush education system. We are blessed to have such an eminent personality among us. Shri Vinit Mohanji, it's all over to you, sir.
Hello.
Yes, you can start.
Hello. Is that audible?
Yes.
Namaste. Namaste to one and all. Namaste, madam. Namaste to all dignitaries present on this webinar. I am very much happy to have a word here. I came to Gomandak Ayurveda College, Goa before 9 years for Jignasa promotion activities and other works. Now Jignasa is a pan-Indian movement started from south, now it is throughout India, like a pan-Indian movement, it is doing all these activities of Jitnyasa. Jitnyasa started from the year 1998, and now we are conducting different types of programs, Ayush Expos, National Arogya Expos, zonal, national, international level seminars, expos like that throughout the country. At the same time, we are also participating in different type of student related activities, like different issues in different places like that. So as a family, I am very much delighted and I am very much happy to have you all here. And we have to go forward for different activities for the promotion of Indian system of sciences in different levels, including, as you all know, Jitnyasa has played a key role in changing CCAM, in Ayush Ministry, and different other sectors, especially in policy making and all other things. We have shared our ideas and our suggestions to the government of India. So we need your suggestions, we need your support and help in future also for different type of activities for Rashtra Vaibhava and the Parama Vaibhava of Ayurveda Shastra also. I'm very much thankful to all persons, those who are conducting this program, and I am very much thankful for giving me such a valuable time for having a few words with you. Namaste. Jai Hind.
Thanks, sir. Now, I am delighted to introduce today's honorable speaker, Dr. Anura Bale ma'am, principal and backbone of JMNRC. She has pursued her PhD from Pune University. She has been awarded her commendable work, Best Teacher Award by AISR, Dhanvantari Award by Sandu Pharmaceuticals, Dhanvantari Award by Sandu Pharmaceuticals, Ayurvedacharya Award by Ayush, Award by Goa Ayurved Medical Association 2018. She is teaching Ayurveda for 27 years and also been guide for PhD at Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapit, Pune. She is member of National Ayush Mission and State Ayush Society, Goa. Currently, she is part of various research projects. I request ma'am to please proceed with the program.
Yeah. So good morning, everybody. This series of lectures have been organized by Jigyasa, Goa, on very auspicious occasion, that is Navratri. So Shubha Navratri and healthy life to all. The topic given is regarding immunity boosting and post-COVID management. All of us are aware and all are facing this problem. This problem is faced all over the world. This pandemic occurring over a wide geographical area has been affecting wide proportion of population today. So this has been prevalent all over the world and affecting all the people in different ways. So most common symptoms, as all of us know, are fever initially, dry cough, tiredness. Sometimes they are symptomatic, sometimes the patient is asymptomatic, or sometimes it is in a severe stage. When it are less common symptoms may be active cough, body ache or pains, sometimes diarrhea, sometimes conjunctivitis, headache, loss of taste, and rash on the skin. Very severe symptoms occur may be difficulty in breathing, chest pain, loss of speech sometimes, or movements. So when this pandemic we are facing, it is better to have prevention. As we say, prevention is better than cure. So the best and important thing is to stay away from this disease. It is a question to most of the people is this pandemic which is occurring this year, has it been explained in Ayurveda, because which is the ancient science possible. So to clear the fact, I would like to say this has been explained in Ayurveda long back by Vagbhata and Charaka also. Physician may not know the name of the disease, as there is no rule that every disease should have a name. What is important here is to know the involvement of dosha, pathogenesis of the disease, which we can apply with our knowledge, and accordingly it can be treated. It is not necessary that every disease should have its name. What is important is involvement of dosha. You should know the pathology, that is samprapti, and then you can diagnose the disease and treat the patient very well. The description of natural calamities have been also explained very well by Charaka in his Vimansthana under the category of Janapado Dvamsa Vyadis. This means the situation involving the destruction or death of large population spread all over the locality or the country or the entire world. According to Acharya, these diseases are caused by the vitiation of environmental factors like air, water, or place or climate. Maybe it may be due to climate also, which are most common causes. Also, our Acharya Chakrapani has called them as Sadharan Hetus, which are common for whole community. These are also explained under the concept of Agantuja Vyadhi, that is, which is caused by external factors. So everything has been explained in our science. And if you know the pathogenesis very well, it can be treated also right from the root. Here, what you require is to increase your immunity so that the diseases doesn't occur repeatedly for the in the body, and body is not affected regularly by them. For this, what is important is what is explained in Ayurveda is to observe daily regimens and seasonal regimens which have been explained. When you are affected by this COVID-19, it can be treated on 3 levels like primary, secondary, and tertiary. As we all know, sometimes the patient is asymptomatic, the patient is symptomatic also, and in the tertiary stage, when the case has been severe, in this way, 3 stages it can be treated. So what we have to see here now, once the patient is cured by this COVID-19 disease, how to treat the patient, how to explain the patient regarding rules and regimens to be followed in post-COVID stage so that he remains healthy. And it has to be explained to the society also so that the society is not affected by this. Sometimes it is crucial to maintain the hygiene standards, like when you are traveling, like washing your hands frequently, or it is especially traveled by public transport, you should use an alcohol sanitizer. Or to disinfect hands, alcohol sanitizer is better. Wear a mask and maintain social distance. Pre-existing illness like diabetes, hypertension, or any cardiovascular disease or respiratory diseases, you can say. When you have this additional signs and symptoms of these diseases, what we call as comorbid stage, you are at high risk of having COVID-19 complications. It aggravates with age also. So what you require here is proper diet, proper focusing on the diet first, like you should have proper vegetables so that you can have proper proportion of carbohydrates, proportion of fats and proteins in the body. Let us have the look in detail for this later. First, let us see what is immunity and how to boost your immunity. We also explain to the patients. See, when this disease occurred, even in our college, we have distributed or given for home quarantine patients also, and for patients in the hospital also, our Amrutvalli packs, so that they can prepare. We have given the proportion how to prepare the kvath or decoction for them for 14 days. And maximum people have taken them and they are benefited by this. And there is a good demand for this Amrutvalli Kvatha Churna. We have distributed them from the college, Gomantak Ayurved Mahavidyalaya and Research Center, Shiroda, Goa. And there is good response for this. And what feedback we have received is also very good regarding this Amrutvalli Kvatha Churnas. So when we say about post-COVID management, we have to first look into how to boost our immunity. Immunity, now when we say immunity, what is it? It is the ability of an organism to resist to a particular infection by action of specific antibodies. It is ability to avoid, not to get affected by any disease. So you have to increase your immunity so that you doesn't suffer from this disease again, or there is no occurrence of this disease again. Even Ayush has explained or given the protocols how to take the certain medicines are prescribed by Ayush Ministry of Health and Family, Ayush Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, also regarding COVID management and post-COVID management, how to tackle this with Ayurvedic medicines. When we are looking into immunity, these immunomodulators are now considered as one of the important tools for the management of health and disease by modern medicine. Ayurveda explains it as Vyadhi Kshamatva, so the resistance against diseases, practiced by Ayurveda for centuries. In fact, one of the therapeutic strategies in Ayurvedic medicine is to enhance body's overall natural resistance to the disease, causing agent rather than directly neutralizing agent itself. It is achieved through the use of Rasayana and Vajikaran therapy. Now you will say, how these Rasayana drugs act? These Rasayana drugs act by three ways. Acting at level of rasa, that is directly improving the quality of nutrition. Another, acting at the level of Agni, that is by improving digestion and scavenger mechanism. And lastly and finally, it is acting on Srotasas, that is improving microcirculation. It ensures proper perfusion and nourishment of the tissues. And in this way, the immunity boosting Rasayan Vajikaran Dravyas act in the body. So when we say Rasayan Vajikaran Dravyas acting on the body, let us first have a look on the simple thing, how to maintain our daily hygiene, how to maintain our daily regimen and according to the changes in the seasons. How to maintain, so that once you, this is very easy, and if it is applied by every person regularly in the life, your health is definitely maintained, which is said to be Dinacharya in Ayurveda. Because you know, nowadays the diseases are caused by changes in the lifestyle. They are called as lifestyle disorders. Your eating habits are different, your sleeping habits, it's not regular, as said in the Ayurveda. Sometimes you'll sleep late by 12, 12:30, 2 o'clock, get up late by 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning. Your eating habits also are not as described. Like every morning have breakfast, then lunch at proper timing by 12:30 to 1, and also by night you have to have your dinner by 8. This is all changed. People have their lunch and dinner sometimes very late by 3 o'clock and late by 11 p.m., which affects your body, and lifestyle disorders are caused. So to avoid this, if you follow the daily regimen explained in Ayurveda, definitely your health is maintained and your immunity also is maintained. What is it? It's a getting up early in the morning and exposed to, so that you are exposed to fresh air. Then you have to do gargling with medicated decoctions like explained in Ayurveda, like Triphala, Daruharidra, and steam inhalation like with ajwain or with eucalyptus oil. Then attaining proper urges at proper timing. You should also have nasal instillation that is called as nasya with anu oil or shadbindu oil, or if not possible simple til oil. That too not possible, simple coconut oil will do. So if regularly these things are maintained, and then as it is said, pathya ahara, you should have your diet properly. What kind of diet is to be maintained is also explained. As you know, when we say by modern, it is certain, all the people are mainly wants to know about in the modern ways, like certain seeds like sunflower seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, melon seeds are excellent source of proteins and vitamin E. Vitamin E, which is antioxidants, it protects the body tissues from the damage caused by the radical. Certain probiotic yogurt you can have, which is excellent source to rejuvenate, which improves the gut from the bacteria and also absorption is proper and in a better way. Do not dehydrate. Always stay hydrated. Have proper and sufficient sleep. And have leafy vegetables in the diet like broccoli, green leafy vegetables, spinach. All this help regularly. If you have your proper diet and proper regimen is maintained, definitely your immunity is increased. Sometimes after daily regimens are explained, we can have a look what medications are explained by in the protocol of Ayush also. They have also said to have adequate amount of water, then proper behavior by using mask and the hand and respiratory hygiene and physical distancing. Regular household work can be done, but maintaining social distance and maintaining SOPs given by Ayush. Most important here is also yoga, ahar and vihar, as it is said. As we have explained about ahara, vihar is also equally important. Regular exercises, daily practice of yogasanas, daily practice of pranayam, meditation, as much as health permits have been described. Different breathing exercises as prescribed by the physician, and comfortable walk. And comfortable walk, that means which is how much you can have walking in a day. Not over exercise your body or stress your body by walking. Balanced, as I said earlier, balanced nutritious diet, preferably easy to digest, which is freshly cooked, soft diet you have to have. Take regular medications as prescribed by our doctors. For managing your comorbidities also. Do not forget, if you have certain disease, try to take your medicines, make an attempt to take your medicines regularly without fail. So the doctors, whatever doctors have prescribed, you should have them regularly. Then monitoring is most important in post-COVID stage. Self-health monitoring is equally important. You have to maintain your temperature, blood pressure, blood sugar, and oxygen capacity pulse oximeter so that you can maintain your PCO2 level. If there is persistent cough or dry cough or sore throat, then steam inhalation is important. Continuously you should have steam inhalation, do gargling, which will help to keep your throat clean. Medications can be advised. Medications are advised for the cough also, should be taken as advised by the doctor. Look regularly for the temperature, high-grade fever if you have, then maintain your PCO2 level, if observe and try to maintain it, or see if there is breathlessness again, then you have to report to the doctor. So at the level of community, when the community level comes, take support of the community based self-help groups, civil society organizations, qualified professionals for recovery and rehabilitation process. When the individuals are recovered from this COVID disease, share the experiences with your relatives. That is most important. You have to share your experiences with the relatives and friends, or using social media, or any opinion you have to take from the experienced person. Then you have to go for the follow-up treatment, which is very, very important. The first follow-up treatment will be after 7 days of discharge, preferably at the hospital where the person or the patient has undergone the treatment. Subsequently, follow-up visits may be with the nearest qualified your allopathic or Ayush doctor or practitioner. You have to go and take your subsequent treatment from them. If the patient have gone home isolation, and if they complain of persisting symptoms, they will have to visit the nearest health facility. So the severe cases require critical support. You know that when the case is severe, do not neglect, which will require critical care support and which has to be treated very seriously. So as of now, we have seen the basic things what the post-COVID management should be, how the treatment should be followed after post-COVID step. The treatment you have to take, you have to follow up your diet regularly, you have to go to the checkup with the doctors regularly. When we say you have to also take Rasayana Dravyas, Rasayan Vajikaran Dravyas, I have explained now how the Rasayana Dravyas act. So you can have Ashwagandha, Shilajit, Amalaki, Guduchi, Pipali, etc. So how these Dravyas will act? Sometimes you can have combination of Ashwagandha, Amalaki, Tulasi, Guduchi in equal amount, which is found to potentiate both cellular and humoral component of the immunity. It increases also microbicidal activity of neutrophils and circulating level of globulins. So combination of Ashwagandha, Amala, Tulasi, Guduchi helps in increasing your immunity. When we say Ashwagandha, it also shows antibiotic and anti-tumor activities. Lactone in it showed strong therapeutic activity in the experimentally induced abscess. So also this can be cured. It also acts as anti-arthritic, anti-inflammatory, and suppresses effectively whatever arthritic symptoms you have. When we say Amruta, Tinospora cordifolia, or Guduchi, there are some active compounds. They boost the phagocytic. The active compounds may be tinosidicide, cordifilosidicide. So these boost the phagocytic activity of the macrophages. It stimulates the production of macrophages. This Tinospora cordifolia, that is Guduchi, it showed regulation of the cytokinin resulting in quick reaction to the injury, inflammation, and activation of cytotoxic T cells. So in this way, the immunity can be increased by using different drugs. Another action of Nimba, if used, Azadi Rakta indica, the bark is reported to be beneficial usually. Leaves also are very, very effective. They are carminative, digestive. They can be used in different skin disorders. Even essential oils can be extracted, which are said to be antibacterial, which inhibits the growth and also has mild fungicidal action. Purified oil of this nimba contains palmitic acid, stearic acid, and linoleic acid. So it is a good remedy on the skin disorders and ulcers. So it is also very good in carminative and having carminative and digestive properties. When we say another Haridra, Haridra, as you know, is very, very important drug which is used, which is found, it's a home remedy. It can be easily used in the home remedies. It can be used in the medicines, which is very, very effective. So the rhizome, Curcuma longa, the rhizome, it contains curcuminoids, curcumin. So these are antioxidant. These dravyas are found to be antioxidant. The fresh rhizome contains curcumia-related phenolics, which possess antioxidant and anti-inflammatory activities. This Haridra can be also used as blood purifier, tonic, antihelmintic, and carminative. The extract of Haridra is proved to have antibacterial activity. So many dravyas in post-COVID management can be used, like Nimba, Haridra. You can have plain Haridra powder with water daily in the morning. Similarly, you can have leaves of Kadunimba, which are very, very, you can chew them, have extract of them, which is very, very effective. As I said earlier also, Guduchi, Tinospora cordifolia, we have also given the extract of this to be prepared. We have given churna powders of this, so you can prepare the kwatha and have, which is very, very effective, which increases the immunity, and we have good experience in this. Even ashwagandha, etc. So there are many, amalaki, chavanprash you can have. There are many dravyas which chavanprash also helps to boost the immunity and specifically also the respiratory system. You can have chavanprash, have a regular cup of milk, which increases the immunity and specifically of the respiratory system. Amrutottar Kashaya, Sanshamani Vati, Amrutarishta, or Guduchi Siddha Jal can be taken. They are Agni Deepaka, Tridoshagna, Amapachaka. So they are also beneficial in diabetes, beneficial in cardiovascular diseases. So when we say immunity, some Ojo Vardak Dravyas, we know Oja is said to be essential of all the dhatus. And some Ojo Vardak Dravyas which will increase the immunity, boost the immunity, like Jivani Aushada from Jivaniya Gana, are very, very effective at this stage. When we say other dravyas like Vata Kapha Nashaka or Churnas, Arishtas can be used. Similarly, Shatavari, asparagus, which is very, very effective, Agni Vardaka, Rasayani, it can have then Trikatu, Shuntha, Miri, Pipali, which is said to be acting very effective and acting as Deepana, Pachana, Kafagna. So in this way, certain dravyas are to be taken regularly. Agni Deepana, when we say, there are many other dravyas like Panchakola Churna, Yavani, Jiraka, which are also equally important. So try to improve. When I say so many dravyas, I have explained now so many dravyas. What it means is first you have to improve your digestive capacity. Once digestive capacity is improved, then all the tissues can be formed properly. Definitely, when all the dhatus are formed properly, Oj is formed and your immunity is increased. So first try to take Agni Deepana Pachana Dravyas, Agni Deepana Dravyas. and then carminative dravyas, and then you can add to it as per your comorbidity also, or as per your lakshana, as per your symptoms, some respiratory system, cardiovascular systems. Symptomatic treatment can be taken later if required, like Tribhuvan Kirti, Sitopaladi Churna, Talisadi Churna, etc. Equally, when we have to say about yogasanas, pranayam to improve your lung capacity. Kapalbhati, Anulom Viloma, Omkar chanting, which will try to increase the capacity of the mind, which is equally important. When we say health, we see health. When we say also mind is included. Swastha prasanna atmanendriya manaha, it is said. When we see the definition of swastha, it is said prasanna atmanendriya manaha swastha ityabhi hiyate. So mind is also included here, which is the main cause for other many diseases. So when Omkar chanting is done, Anulom Vilom Pranayam is done, Kapalabhati is done, which will help to boost the energy and keep your mind stable and increase sattvic capacity of mind. Asanas like Ardha Chakrasana, Tadasana. There are many asanas, but few I will explain, few I will say here, few I will mention here, which are easy to do and regularly they can be practiced in life. Ardha Chakrasana, Bhujangasana, Tadasana, Ardha Kati Chakrasana, etc. Even if you can practice Jalaneti, which is very, very effective, that can also be practiced. So, in our science, the concept of treatment or concept is highly individualized. So from all this, you can say one thing, that in Ayurveda, the concept is usually individualized. Drug given for one person individual may not be useful for another. So some another treatment may be required, which may show signs and symptoms. So drug mentioned now cannot be given or cannot be practiced for equally in similar manner to all the human beings. So looking or examining the individual capacity, prakruti, what we say of a person, you can post-COVID management, you can specifically Ayurvedic physician can explain the diet, exercises, and even medicines by examining the individualized prakriti of the human being. So if it is treated regularly, taken regularly, definitely the health is maintained. What is required in post-COVID is, as I said, follow-up is required, regular your diet is required, and regular advice from the doctor is very, very important here. In this way, if it is practiced, simple another thing can be, in this way, if it is practiced, you can maintain your health. So, as we say, Apunarbhava Chikitsa, simple, Chavanprash, as I said earlier, can be taken. Vardhaman Pimpali Rasayana, Vasavaleha, which is available, which can be taken. In this way, if Rasayan Dravyas are also taken regularly, you can treat, you can be healthy without the side effects of this COVID-19 disease. So the topic given, so try to maintain, as I said, try to maintain your health. Try to maintain your health, try to absorb this post-COVID, whatever management is explained, and also try to take medicines and diet as per the immunity, to maintain your immunity, to boost your immunity. If this has been very well observed, a person can remain healthy. So I think everybody will follow the instructions given now to maintain individual health and even advise others also in the society, in the community to maintain the health. I thank the Jigyasa Goa. It's a very nice opportunity given to me by Jigyasa Goa to express my views on post-COVID management to keep people, to keep society healthy and to free of this disease. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Namaste, I'm Sumita Desai, Goa State Convener of Jigyasa. I have shortlisted few questions which we have received in the feedback form, ma'am. I would like to ask you a few questions. Ma'am, the first question is, what is comorbidity?
Comorbidity is the diseases.
Unmute ko.
Comorbidity are the diseases associated when you are suffering from COVID-19 disease. So other diseases associated with them, because sometimes, as it is said, most of these diseases occurs in the age above 50 to above 50. Like people are mostly suffering from diabetes. Most of the people have hypertension or any other diseases like arthritis. So when these diseases are there, specifically diabetes is there, sometimes the immunity is low in these persons. And when immunity is low, the patient is, the human being is affected immediately by this virus, and hence it is said comorbidity.
Ma'am, second question is, if Samshavani Vati or Anutaila is used for long, are there any side effects?
No, the Anutail can be instillation of Anutaila in nasal instillation can be used. There are no side effects. Even Sanchimani can be used as prescribed by, it cannot be taken for a longer period as said, it can be taken as prescribed by the Ayurvedic physician. There are no side effects if taken properly.
Ma'am, Anutaila is better or inhalation of steam is better?
Both are good in a different ways. Because Anutail is better, because instillation of Anutail, if it is done, so the foreign substances which try to invade our body or enter our respiratory tract is obstructed because of this instillation to the tvacha inside the nose. And hence it doesn't allow the other viruses or obstructs the virus and foreign body to enter the respiratory system. So once it enters, it is blocked by the steam inhalation. Hence it is said that both you can try, which will act in a better way. You can try, you can have nasal instillation by Anutaila, and then you can have steam inhalation also, which will keep you healthy.
Thank you, ma'am. On the behalf of Jigyasa Goa and ABVP Goa, I would like to thank our today's speaker, Dr. Anula Bare Madam, for providing us a knowledgeable session.